Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon members. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to part 2 of this special 2-part documentary. If you watch part 1, thank you for staying with me. In that episode, we laid the foundation by examining the background, the investigation, and the evidence that led us to this point. You have heard a part of the recording that the DEA had recorded Dudus, Christopher Dudus Cohen and Cowboy talking. And it was the same day that he went to court and said that he was fine, everything was good, case done. Not knowing that that was the day that he starts continue the ritual. And I said before and I say again, that's why I encourage youths not to become criminals, because there's no honest criminal. Today we continue where we left off. If you're not a part of the Jamaica Young Police Patreon squad, you don't have to wait for future releases. There are many videos on the Patreon that are not on YouTube. Simply click the Patreon link in the description box and join today. Membership cost less than 25 cents a day, a quarter, less than the price of a lollipop. Your support helps us to continue producing well-researched, evidence-based documentaries that take time, effort, and careful analysis to create. This channel is not about gossip. It is not about propaganda. And it is certainly not about glorifying crime. Our mission is to examine documented evidence, explain complex investigations, and help people, especially young people, make better decisions in life by learning from the successes and failures of others. If you are new to the Jamaica Young Police channel, welcome. I invite you to subscribe and become a part of the growing community that value facts, critical thinking, and meaningful discussions over rumors and misinformation. This channel has been under attack for the past 2.5 years because of the factual information that we are able to impart to the world. And they don't want this information out there, so they have been doing all kind of things to sabotage the channel. But with you, our loyal viewers and subscribers, you can continue to share the videos and show them, the wicked, that the truth will always prevail. Because you value facts over sensationalism and stupidity. If you're already a subscriber, but you have noticed that you are no longer receiving notifications whenever I upload a new documentary, a new video, try unsubscribing, then subscribing again. Many viewers have told me that this has helped restore their notification, and then YouTube sometimes go back to their old ways. I don't know what is so special about this channel, why it's been under constant attack for the past 1.5 years. Now, with that said, let us continue this investigation In part 2, we are going to examine more of the recordings discussed, with investigators and prosecutors presented and continuous separating documented evidence from speculation. So grab your notebook, pay close attention, and let's continue where we left off. The next section may be one of the most revealing part of this entire series. You watch, you listen, and you decide. Part 2.
I'm gonna say, yeah, that's a go and rate it to 2-2. You have next man care about the man them need to catch. So the man them work like some double agent and them don't want to do nobody nothing like them don't want them name call and them don't want to go to jail. And you understand me? So the man work.
He is a cat there, no. What mean? Tell us, say, yo. Oh, cat, oh, me is a cat there. I hear the place, so you must know what time.
Yeah, man, there's some man, I go on the marginal man. I bring in the man.
They must Andy come to you and say, yo, our son will come back. And like you was said to us, say, yo, you will look into it and like she said, never call him now. And then they must say, you said to us, Andy just come and me get back to you.
Yeah.
And then they must say, 2-2 now, cat dead it.
Army gone a foreign, so I tell her that army cut out a foreign. If I tell her the moment we get back to our cat dead it.
Yeah.
That mean him nothing dead. He want to come back me and just tell her, say, yeah man, everything cool for me, give a thing to say, boy, you don't know no. I will link the man know, so Ray. That mean, it's a story that. It's a man, some of the man go on like so them want cat come back in at the place. I come like the man link for them, they are foreign. And man at talk about some boy, them not even dead saved, then put them life on the line for him, because Ray say enough man. A motor road that come over I don't know.
Did I eat a food and they must send out something, come get them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, for the bread in them, man. I posted them, man. So it's even with certain things, me have to know me, because I have the money like I set them on, set me up. For me, think they run and act like all a fool. And then them laugh and smile at me when me get to go a prisoner and dead. And that's the say I go on right now.
I know, so me don't tell you nothing from the thing in your brother time and then thing, and me tell you me willing to come kick back to her again, because you don't see the reason I'm in the world, me an idiot.
Yeah.
You see, if you say to read something like that, and I like some of the American, they are work and this and that, but if I come sit down to her again, because never I'm to you,
because the opportunities, them and them just come round and it's like them there and more time too, nothing now go on, them well want to start all a war, them come like them don't want to start all a war with them own friend, them because them never to live good, and them never think for God, they like not eat man now, go do nothing, them just a pre them one and them more time, and me and they not talk about bills and coolants to make money, them not think about for make no money, them don't think about for war.
Because at the end of the day, them can't afford to think about war, but I guess I know, me and you know so war cost money and them not spend no money.
Yeah, but we not there, but we know that we are show them the facts, them not see, so when we go on man dead and people go to prison and man for run, because you have casualty of war, you know, with an innocent bystander man in the fields, you know. It's a matter, so them can't want like, you know, force them war, man. If war come. It's a matter, but we can't go to the way for like we want to create or start a war.
And I look war.
And like some man try to test me. Like them want to say, yeah man, tell us some man say cool and bring the man to the place and me not there. And you see the man there, no man go like say boy, they don't know what to do, like them want to wait on the boss. You know them kind of thing, the boss don't never wait till the boss come and we hear what the boss say. So when the boss come, the boss not gonna say nothing, you know, and the boss not gonna do nothing. And it's like them not
yeah, but you there on the boss long, you enough. You supposed to know where the boss from where the boss was.
Yeah, but man, for them not really see what I want. It's a matter of more time, never does know the boy. Come like a PlayStation, them a play and a PlayStation 2 come out now, a PlayStation 3, and them still up on PlayStation 2. Them still up on PlayStation. They never move to PlayStation 2. Yeah. Cards change from them and them a play the same old game and you say a new thing a go on. And that's how I reach the man. So the man
what they were there and before the boy part and them a talk when the worry part, when the write-up is going on the paper like, I'm gonna say, yo, like the general gets saucy and they make him know say, yo, and a saucy will not be things and times change. You have to deal with things more diplomatic now.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm not telling you, no man couldn't say them things that in our year. They don't know, the man say them things that up the road. They are got fee, my friend, guy, but I say, me not really see it, so I don't know my friend them around me here, RFC, with me nasty, but me not run no gas or was. And as me I said, through them a thing, boy, they want to make it like the boy, the general get soft or the general are cool and rotate. Because they want to some look at that thing on me. Me not depend them thing there.
As you at the end of the day, before the fallout, the whole of the man them a bridging be. You see, so all you for one force an issue for earth here, bridging, if you say you're the man there, bridging.
Because the man has underneath the time when the man there and be me, I tell you, them same one make the man, when the man run out, you know much man strap, and the man run straight up the gully and the man run out fine. And the man done cut out and said, John, no big man, you know some boy. Him can't walk against girl, the man, him thinks like I and I bring him, man. All him want come back on here. And even the man there out the road for the 2 days. No man no go up to go far, you know. You see me, I said the man there run him down when him in the gully, but it's when the man reach up the road and then he said me vex. Every man want to go up the light, them want to go more down the face. Now what I want to the media there. You see me, I say,
yeah, because when me can't be either that, you know, you see when that is one, him call you and him make you know, say, you know, right, you know, him I love that and you alone him a take part from and this and that, and me I say, yo, when a man say to me, I say, hey, Mr. Man, that's a sharp man and homeboy business, you see, because me know him must have linked with Charmant because him have a NC himself.
Yeah, man, you see.
So them must talk out whatever them have, and them come back.
And then him come back, everything cool, and the man go foreign, you know. You see me, I say, last year, yeah, can the man come back, you know. And when the man there fine, and none of my friends have said, them a try go to go well top to make sure harder set, you know. So they don't know where I go on up there. So when the man come back, every man go on like, say, boy, through the man, the escape already, my pussy and nobody now deal with the man, and make the man segregate it. So the man...
Now that you have heard it, let's examine it carefully. Notice the tone. Notice the confidence. Notice whether anyone appears surprised. Notice whether information is exchanged naturally or strategically. Ask yourself, if you were an investigator, why would you preserve this conversation? What significance might it have? Remember, one recording by itself does not answer every question. It is evaluated alongside many other forms of evidence. That is why critical thinking is so important. History is filled with examples of powerful criminal organizations being weakened from within. In the United States, organized crime families often survive attacks from rival gangs, but struggle when trusted insiders cooperated with investigators. The same principle has been observed in many countries. When investigators understand relationships, they begin asking questions. Who knows the schedule? Who knows the finances? Who knows where meetings occur? Who knows who can be trusted? They are not simple questions. They are a foundation of many long-term investigations. If someone close to an organization begins sharing information, whether intentionally or unintentionally, it is dramatically change the course of an investigation. That is why investigators pay close attention to relationships. Not every close associate is cooperating. Not every disagreement is betrayal. Each claim requires evidence. As listeners, our responsibility is to separate what is documented from what is merely assumed. Why criminal organizations eventually collapse? Many people think criminal organizations are destroyed only by police operations. History suggests the reality is often more complicated. Pressure creates fears. Fear creates suspicion. Suspicion creates division. Division weakens organizations. Members begin questioning one another. Trust disappears. Communication breaks down. Eventually, investigators may benefit from information coming from multiple independent sources. This has happened in organized crime investigations around the world. The lesson is simple. Organizations built on fear and violence often become unstable because loyalty is difficult to maintain under constant pressure from law enforcement. The bigger lesson, regardless of anyone's opinion about Christopher Dudus Cook, the story offers lessons that extend far beyond one individual. The company we keep matters. The decisions we make matters. The path we choose matters. Young people watching today should understand that a life built around crime may appear powerful for a season, but history repeatedly shows that such power is temporary. Education lasts longer. Character lasts longer. Integrity lasts longer. Freedom is worth protecting. So as we conclude, I want to leave you with one final thought. Today's recording is a part of a larger historical story. Some listeners may hear loyalty, others may hear deception, others may simply hear another piece of a complicated investigation. Whatever your conclusion, base it on evidence, not rumor. Ask questions, compare sources, think critically. History deserves careful examination, not blind acceptance. If today's discussion has encouraged you to think more deeply about our organized crime, trust, and the importance of evidence, then we have accomplished our purpose. Because this is something that I've always tell youths, that criminals may lie, witnesses may lie, rumors spread like wildfire, but when investigators lawfully intercept communications, they are listening to people who often believe no one else is listening. With a recording like this, Sprague Benz could have been in prison in Jamaica right now if the police had went about it in the right way. That is why wiretap evidence has become one of the most powerful investigative tools used against organized crime around the world. Today we are talking about one of the most significant criminal investigations ever conducted involving Jamaica's underworld. U.S. investigations into Christopher Dudus Cook, headed by his lieutenant, Cowboy, a man that Dudus trusted. You heard him told Dudus that the case was over, that when he made the deal, decided to make that conscious decision to turn on him, to save himself. And they say in Jamaica, man is not informer. We use a man who have killed so many Jamaicans and people, and now he's become the biggest informer ever. And you have to ask, he has gone back to his old ways. Hope Donald Trump deport him to an African country or to El Salvador, because the FBI can't trust him. This was not an investigation built over a weekend. It was built over years. Years of surveillance, years of intelligence gathering, years of financial analysis, years of monitoring, communications. And according to the evidence presented by U.S. prosecutors, one of the most important tools in that investigation was the use of court-authorized wiretaps and intercepted telephone conversations. Think about that for a moment. Imagine believing you're having a private conversation with someone you trust. You speak freely. You discuss people. You discuss money. You discuss business. You discuss problem. All the while, federal investigators are listening, recording, transcribing, comparing, and building a timeline. Yes, there were Jamaican FBI agents involved, and DEA agents. That is how many organized crime cases are built. Not with one dramatic moment, but with hundreds of or even thousands of conversations that investigators piece together like a giant puzzle. According to U.S. court proceedings, the DEA monitor communications connected to the alleged operation of the shower posse. Prosecutors allege that these communications reveal how narcotics and firearms move between Jamaica and the United States, and how proceeds from those activities were handled as part of the alleged criminal enterprise. Now, let me pause here. This is important. A wiretap by itself does not automatically prove every allegation. Investigators still have to establish who is speaking, what is the conversation means in context, and whether other evidence corroborates what is being said. That is why prosecutors do not rely on recordings alone. They seek corroboration. They compare telephone calls with surveillance. They compare them with travel records. They compare them with financial transactions. They compare them with seized evidence. Only after those pieces fit together, they present the evidence in court. And this brings us to one of the most controversial figures in the prosecution's case, a man known as Jermaine Cowboy Cohen. According to investigators, the testimony presented in the U.S. court, Cowboy had once been a trusted member of Christopher Dudus' inner circle. He was described as someone who understood how the organization allegedly operated from the inside. That kind of witness is extremely valuable to prosecutors. Why? Because intercepted conversations often contained coded language. Organized crime groups rarely speak in plain English about illegal activities. They may use nicknames. They may refer to drugs by code words. They may disguise instructions as ordinary conversations. To an outsider, a conversation might sound meaningless, but to someone who lives inside the organization may be able to explain the context prosecution says necessary to understand what is being discussed. According to court testimony, Cowboy described the structure of the alleged organization, identify individuals, and explain how certain activities allegedly work. Whether or not you want to believe it, there's none of Cowboy family alive. None of them wipe out the entire family, because they were criminal people. He had a brother who was a Don, and he was killed by someone from Rooksy. Had sent men from Rosetown to send him to the departure lounge. He also testified about violent acts that prosecutors alleged were committed on Christopher Dudus' orders. Now, whether a jury believes every word of a cooperating witness is another matter entirely. But you have to understand that in America, the American justice system is already baked against once you're black. We have seen, history has shown you, in America, once you're black and you're arrested and charged on a federal or state statute, the chance of you being exonerated is slim to none. American system is designed by racism. So if you're black and you face the white jurors, your ass is big. They're going to send you to prison. Very rare. Just look at Puff Daddy. He was sent to prison in the same state that where he was born and raised. But they use white people, not black people. You're not going to make it to the jury. You won't see people of your kind. No. That is why defense attorney rigorously cross-examine such witnesses. Cooperating witnesses often receive benefits for their cooperation. Jurors are instructed to consider those potential motivations carefully. So they will say, just like how them send John Gotti to prison, him best friend, man when him work for him, just turn upon him. Just because him hear Gotti said there's something about him and it hurt him feelings, and him turn upon the man. They are all criminals. There is no honest criminal. The justice system recognizes that reality. When someone from within a criminal organization is willing to testify against them, I don't know how a man do it. That's why I said there is no honest criminal, because if you involved in criminality and then someone will come testify against you or close to you, you know, what's the sense of living a life like that? That's why it's best to be a law-abiding citizen. But prosecutors also understand something else. If a corroborating witness's testimony matches independent evidence such as intercepted phone calls, surveillance, financial records, or physical evidence, that testimony can become much more persuasive. That is exactly why investigators spend years corroborating witnesses tell them whatever the witness tell them. Imagine trying to assemble a puzzle with 1,000 pieces. Holy power that. A witness might hand investigators 50 pieces. The wiretaps provide another 200. Financial records provide another 100. Surveillance provide another 100. Phone records provide another 100. Eventually the big picture becomes much clearer. That is how complex racketeering cases are often built. They are really based on a single dramatic piece of evidence. They are based on the cumulative weight of many different forms of evidence considered together. For viewers watching today, there is another important lesson here. Many people believe organized crime organizations collapse because they lose a gun battle with police. History often tells a different story. Many organized crime weakened from within. Pressure from security, from law enforcement create fears. Fear creates mistrust. Mistrust creates division. Division creates opportunity for investigators. Once trust begins to erode, the strongest criminal organization become vulnerable. People begin protecting themselves. Some decide to cooperate. Some attempt to negotiate reduced sentences. And it happens every day with black people in America. Man go out and commit robbery, them get catch. The mastermind, the man who masterminded, him get the less sentence because him start squeal for everybody. I don't know why a man chose a life of crime. Others provide information because they fear their own associates more than they fear their authorities, because the associates are the ones that have the information can send them to prison. So they make sure a who first get a bite of the apple, just like with Flipper Mafia. The pattern has been seen in organized crime investigations across many countries. The Christopher Dudus Coke prosecution illustrates how prosecutors sought to combine multiple forms of evidence, including intercepted communications and testimony from cooperating witnesses, to present their case in federal court. Whether one is discussing this case or any other, the lesson remains the same. Evidence is strongest when it is independently corroborated. A recording alone may leave questions. A witness may leave doubt. But when independent evidence point in the same direction, investigators argue that the overall picture becomes more reliable. As citizens, we should resist the temptation to rely on rumor or sensational claims. Instead, we should look to what was presented in court, how it was challenged, and how the legal process evaluate the evidence. Because at the end of the day, that is what separates an investigation from speculation. That is what separates evidence from gossip. And that is why cases like this continue to be studied by investigators, prosecutors, defense attorneys, and criminologists around the world. Not merely because of the personalities involved, but because they demonstrate how complex international organized crime investigations are built piece by piece until prosecutors believe they have assembled a case that can prove beyond a reasonable doubt. And there's no way for the defense to break through. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica, Young Police Channel, out.